Hey guys, my name's Trey Byers and I'm running for student body president. When I was deciding whether or not to run, one of the biggest things I kept on thinking about was my time that I served as Jonathan Kaufman's chief of staff. In that time I spent serving him and serving students, I learned a lot about what the role of student body president means, as well as how you can be effective in that role. I've learned from his mistakes and some of the things he's done well in addition to that. So one thing that I've really learned is that there's a lot of problems on this campus that we can fix, but we can't necessarily fix all the big problems. We need to fix some of the smaller ones. So like an example is the University of Arkansas does a really good job. A lot of students on their campus get parking tickets similar to ours. So they have a work it off program where if you do 2 hours community service, you can get that parking ticket expunged, gone, written off. It's a way to give back to the community, but it's also a way to save students money. The job of any government is to make life easier for the people they represent. So that's one thing I want to do. The most important job as student body president is to advocate for students at Board of Trustees meetings. In the time I served Jonathan as chief of staff, I met with every single Board of Trustee member. I know each of them personally. I know what they like, I know what they dislike, and more importantly, I know how to get things done and to win. In my time with Jonathan, I worked over the summer and met with every single Board of Trustee member to allow Jonathan to speak for 30 minutes at each board meeting. This allowed him to go and speak about what students cared about and what we need fixed. So this is something I've fought for and we've already won on. I'm ready to fight for students every single day. I'm excited. I think this is something that I can be very good at, and it's something that we can help improve student life here. Generally, the underlying thing of my campaign is to create your own Carolina community. So really what I want to do is, and I've seen this firsthand with people I've met and freshmen I've met, is that they don't necessarily know how to get involved or what to get involved with. And I think the role of student government is not necessarily to act like we're the best and to force students to do things, but to at least show them that there are other options available and there's ways for more students to get involved. So that's one of the things I want to do, and I think ways to do this is they're having Twitter town halls each week, allowing students to ask me any question they may want. Student government likes to put on these events where we have dialogues, and not many students go to these events, and it's kind of awkward and it's not very fun for anyone. But I think we could do a lot better job reaching out to students if we used more social media engagement and made sure that they're getting their message out and we're answering their questions. So another thing I want to do, every year students come here and say they want to have open office hours where any student can come in their office and talk to them about their problems. No student's going to go into the student body president's office and talk to them about issues they're having. I mean, some will, but not necessarily the amount that we need. So one thing I want to do is have satellite office hours. So one day from 12 to 5, I want to be at the colloquium, and anyone can grab coffee with me and talk to me about any issue they may want. They can talk to me about sports. I love talking about sports. But I just want to be there for students and make sure that I'm fighting for them. I want to help work fixing parking problems with a parking ticket program where we can save students money. I want to work with Uber and other companies to get discounted prices for students on certain goods and services. I also want to work to make sure we're putting on more events for students to get more students involved and engaged in campus. Really, I just want to allow students to create their own Carolina community and to get more involved in ways that they think that they would, it would make their Carolina experience that much better.
All right, y'all. Thank you again for having me. My name is Michael Parks. I'm running for student body president as well. I'm going to talk literally as quickly as I can because of the timetable, so if I'm talking too fast, y'all slow me down. What I want to do as student body president is to engage, empower, and enrich the USC student body. One of the first things that I want to do is something called My Off Campus. Here at Carolina, 96% of our non-freshman students, so after your freshman year, you have to find somewhere to live. Unless you're an RM, a student athlete, or you live in a Greek house, you have to find somewhere to live. I have far, far too many friends who lived at places like the Hub, U Oaks, the Retreat, I could go on, who have signed leases because they were given a free t-shirt and a cup that changes colors when they give it to you on Green Street, and then they hit you with a $200 fine to clean your ceiling fan, which actually happened to a dear friend of mine. Right now, we don't have a tool that our students can use to read and write their own reviews on off-campus housing options. Everybody's obviously familiar with Rate My Professors, right? I certainly use it every semester to figure out who to take, who not to take. Why don't we have something like that through my.sc.edu, as well as an app for our students to read and write reviews on landlords, housing options, and developments. It's really exciting because a week ago, a group of student developers here at Carolina started the coding process for an app for this. Whether or not I win this election, I hope I do. If I don't, though, I still want to bring this to our student body. So that's what My Off Campus is. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the It's On Us campaign. Sexual assault is an issue on this campus and every other college campus literally in the country. We do not have a student-led movement against sexual assault. Obviously, we have some amenities available through the university for victims, but we don't have a student-led movement. In my opinion, in order for anything to be truly effective on a college campus, it can't be led by an administrator or by a professor. It has to be led by the students. And currently, we don't have anything like that. And as president, I'm going to start It's On Us. A lot of other universities do it through their student government. Clemson does a great job with it. We don't do anything. That's It's On Us. Next is Carolina Kickoff. I love going to outdoor music concerts in the summer. I think a lot of people do. Right now, we don't have enough entertainment for our student body. We don't bring in any big-time artists. Brad Paisley last year was great, but that was the first time really in a while here at Carolina that we've had anything like that. I want to do something, replicate what Mississippi State does. They call it Bulldog Bash down there. They've been doing it for 9 years. It's incredible. I could sit in here for probably 3 hours and tell you guys about all the ideas I have about Carolina Kickoff, which is what we're going to call it. But Carolina Kickoff will be the Friday night before the first home football game next year. What it will be like a 5 or 6 hour long music festival that we'll do either on the Strom Fields, the Green Street Fields. We'd love to do it on the Horseshoe, but I'm sure you guys know how picky the university is about who gets to do what on the Horseshoe. But we're going to bring in a couple big name artists, and it's going to be an opportunity for all of our organizations, Greek, non-Greek, philanthropic, multicultural, you name it, to come out, for the Daily Gamecock to come out and to represent what you guys are about, to promote what you guys have, and reach all the freshmen who will be on campus and trying to figure out something to get involved with. The night ends with a pep rally, and then we play football the next day. So it's a way to kick off our school year as well as football season. Final talking point, real fast, is a reformed game day experience. So a lot of people come to school here because of football games, me included. Right now, we don't really have any student input on what these football games are like. I don't know who plays some of the music that's played in the games. The student athletes have no say into what the game is actually like. I want to partner with SAC, which is the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, in making sure that our student athletes have some say in what our games are like, and enhancing the entire experience for the athletes and the non-athletes, as well as advocating for concession price cuts, because maybe it's just because I'm a cheapo, but I don't like the fact that the university is getting these huge profit margins off of student concessions. If you want to charge my parents $5 or $4 for a bottle of water, that's fine, but don't charge me that much because I'm a student, and if I have my Carolina card, we should be able to work something out that those prices are a little bit different. We all pay a lot of money to go to school here. And finally, I want to bring back the House of Delegates. I'm probably out of time, but it's on the sheet, as you guys can see. We've had a House of Delegates before. It was ineffective because it was not managed correctly. If managed correctly by myself and my cabinet, the House of Delegates can be very, very effective, and it expands the scope of student government. So.